No. Okay. Okay, so we had some discussions in camera and council provided direction to the CAO. And there's some motions coming out of said directions. So I need a mover and a seconder for this motion that council authorize staff to negotiate with the property owner to acquire a parcel of land located within the township, that council authorize staff to negotiate a purchase price not to exceed the amount listed in the confidential staff report SR-09021. Councillor Gorell. Mover, seconder, Councillor Foti. Discussion on this motion? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, please signify. All those opposed. Okay, we're carried. Now, next motion, I also need a mover and seconder for that council authorize staff to work with the township legal counsel and take necessary legal action regarding the subject property discussed in camera to achieve compliance with the zoning bylaw, site plan control bylaw, and Ontario Building Code. I've got Councillor Foti, and then I've got a seconder from Councillor Olkey. Okay. I think it was very clear direction that we gave in council or in camera to both the CAO and the Director of Planning about next steps. So any further discussion on that? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, please signify. All those opposed? And the motion is carried. Got it. So I need a mover and a seconder to that the motion regarding SR-09321 administration report fishing derby and Sealy's Bay be lifted from the table. Mover, Councillor Olkey. Seconder, Deputy Mayor Lackey. Okay. All those in favor of removing from the table this motion, please signify. All those opposed? And it's carried. So it's back on the table. The original motion is by Deputy Mayor Lackey, seconded by Councillor Gorell, that council directs staff to negotiate an agreement with Renegade Bass Tour regarding the 2021 fishing tournament in Sealy's Bay, and that council directs staff to develop a special events policy for council's consideration. Based on the additional information provided in camera by our CAO, is there any further discussion that we can deal with out here, or are we ready to make a decision? Ready to make a Councillor Gorell? What are you? Or sorry, Councillor Olkey. I'm looking at you and I see you in my peripheral vision. Yeah. Go ahead, Councillor Olkey.
I wonder, Your Worship, if there isn't more we can do to get a police presence to control certain things.
I believe that one of the understandings or part of the negotiation of the agreement of the first part of this is that they will be asking for some police presence, or suggesting that heavily that this happens based on what the expectation is and behavior. Any further comments in regards to the agreement to be negotiated or the special events policy to be created? Seeing none, I'll call the question. All those in favor, please signify. All those opposed, and we're carried. Okay. And not last motion, but moved by Councillor Olkey, seconded by Councillor Gorell, that 3 readings and final passage be granted to bylaw number 21-039, and that 3 readings and final passage be granted to bylaw number 21-040, being a bylaw to confirm the proceedings of the Corporation of the Township of Leeds and the Thousand Islands at its special council meeting held on June 28th, 2021. Sorry, no, I'm going to July 12th. It said held on June 28th. The special council meeting and its regular council meeting held on July the 12th, 2021. Any discussion on that motion? Seeing none, call the question. All those in favor? All those opposed? And we're carried. Lastly, I'd like to make a comment I did not make in my mayor's update, and it's probably better to stand on its own. We had a tragic accident happen here in the municipality over the weekend where we had an ultralight plane go down. Unfortunately, there was a death that occurred. The secondary passenger was taken to hospital and is still recovering, hopefully. But our thoughts and well wishes are with the family that the passenger makes a full recovery, and our condolences for those who did not make it out of that crash. I think the important thing that I'd like to underscore here is that we have a bunch of volunteers that are out at fire training this evening, right behind us. Those volunteers were called to 5 calls over the weekend. Many of them spent a large amount of time in a swamp trying to recover hurt individuals from that plane crash. It was not an easy task. It's probably something that many of them will remember for quite some time. We've been assured by our acting fire chief that our volunteers will be receiving any additional services or counseling or help that they may require to deal with this very tragic accident. They get calls for all different reasons, but usually they're tough ones. So I know that as we move in to new times, we're very aware of what the long-term effects are on our volunteers, and we take that very seriously. So our thoughts are with our volunteer fire service and also the family that lost loved ones or individuals that were hurt this weekend. And you have our commitment, I believe, that I speak on behalf of council, that we continue to be committed to those volunteers who support us on a regular basis and are there to answer the call, and we thank them for their efforts. So thank you. And with that, I will ask for a motion to adjourn. Councillor Burrell, you're moving that, and Councillor Olkey, you're seconding it, that the council meeting adjourn. All those in favor?